As I'm sure you're all aware, the top story of the day is that the UK releases 1,700 prisoners early today. So with that being said, today's video is going to be a double whammy. I'm going to talk about the fact that the government's releasing the worst type of criminal scum onto the streets so they can once again diddle your kids, shank your missus, and donkey one into your granny before making off with a biscuit tin full of money. Because there's another story that's also pertinent across the pond. And that's this video of the amusingly named Tyreek Hill, a Miami Dolphins football player, playing the victim after tripling the speed limit, refusing to wind his windows down, and generally acting like an absolute throbber in front of the police. So let's cover both of them. For those of you that are in a hurry and can't handle two stories in one sitting, allow me to sum up now so you can leave early. Build more prisons and deport all the foreign criminals, and Tyreek Hill should consider himself lucky that he was pulled over by the Miami Police Department, because if that happened in my hometown, they'd have stuffed him in the back of the van, give him a good kicking, and then told the judge he slipped on a bit of loose carpet in the station. Right, the first big story of the day is a beauty, because we've got live footage of some of the, what can only be described as the detritus of humanity being released from prison, and all of the Stevie Wonder cut your hair with a knife and fork in the garden shed. Chavvy mates that have come to see them as they're released. So check this out, this is brilliant. This is a party of no doubt knife-wielding hoodlums come to see the mates as they're all getting let out of jail early. Corks fly at HMP Wandsworth as another early release prisoner comes out of the gates to a welcome party.
Did anyone try another one?
You know what's nice about that footage is it's nice and diverse, isn't it? There's people are mingling there of all different backgrounds and faiths. It's beautiful to see. Well, up until they kick someone to death in a pub car park or jump some lass's bones in an alley. It's nice to see them rubbing along nicely. Never forget that this has happened weeks after they've just locked up hundreds of people for thought crimes, disagreeing with the police. And, oh yeah, what was the most egregious one? Saying they should pop some dinghies. Yeah, personally, I don't think that's as much of a big deal as popping a granny's eyeball with a screwdriver when she tries to stop you leaving a bedroom window with a box full of jewellery. I think that's worse. But what do I know? Clearly, I need to go to the College of Policing so they can educate me and tell me why words and thoughts are much worse than violent crime. There's got to be a logical answer, so yeah, I'm all ears, lads. And the second comical story of the day is this guy, Tyreek Hill. Body camera footage isn't great for him. Immediately argues with the police, appears to ignore lawful orders, doesn't get down when told to, and was overall combative. Cops should have de-escalated at points, but Hill is no innocent victim. Bear in mind that left-wing Twitter is almost uniformly saying that the only reason this happened is because the cops have an irrational hatred of people that look a bit different from them, even though the cops themselves are generally minority groups. And the fact the bloke was apparently doing a ton in like a 40-mile-per-hour zone. And when pulled over, he was about as aggressive as the most belligerent pub drunk you've ever met. It's amusing his name's got reek in it because he reeks of entitlements. He knows for a fact that he can play the race card with impunity, and he is just gobby and combative the entire time. So watch the video and let me know honestly, do you... I'm willing to entertain the fact that the cop has lost the cool, but if you think this bloke is a victim and the only reason it happened is because he happens to be black and not because he was being an absolute penis the entire time, well, I think you're a bit mental, but let's have a look.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it up? Keep it down. Hey! Keep your window down. Manny. Hey! Keep your window down. Keep your window down, I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass, bro. Get out of the car. Give me your ass, we'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of that don't you understand?
Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin.
Essentially, that's how it started. The fact that he didn't even have his seatbelt on and he didn't try, like, again, call me a bluff old traditionalist, but if I get pulled over by the Rozzers and I haven't got my seatbelt on, first thing you do is put it on before they get to the window, isn't it? If you're even attempting to avoid a confrontation with the police, you put your seatbelt on before they get to you. And then when you start getting told off by the police and they're like, why didn't you even have your seatbelt on? Why were you doing 100 miles an hour in a 40 zone? You then wind your tinted windows up and just go, yeah, cheers then, mate. Means that he was purposely, as usual, trying to elicit this type of response from the bobbies. So yeah, did the bobby lose his cool? Yeah, not very professional. But the fault basically lies with the speeding, not wearing a seatbelt. The fault lies with him. He wasn't even trying to avoid a confrontation because we've built this mindset into them that you always want to get into a confrontation because then you can play the race card shamelessly and then you'll get some compensation money out of it. But the thing is, this is all going to backfire because, like I've said many times before, encouraging this resentment and this bitterness and this feeling of entitlement so that they purposely are as aggressive with the police as they can be every time. The same thing happened with Sandra Bland. The same thing happened with Michael Brown. They keep arguing with them. And in the long run, it's a losing strategy because all it's going to do is ensure that more people end up getting slotted, beat up or buried as a result of interacting with the police like arseholes. If that was me or you or anybody with half a brain cell, you'd slip your seatbelt on when they came over, apologise for speeding and say, oh, I'm really sorry, it's a new car, I was just, testing the throttle out. Anything. And take your lumps. And if you want to get a lawyer after the fact and challenge it, and he's got the money to do that, then you'd do it. But you wouldn't purposely, as soon as they come over, no seatbelt, who cares, with your vest on, what you doing, cheers mate, wind the window up. They're almost looking for a confrontation. So if you want to actually do a favour for minority communities like this, you drive home that they do as they're told when they get pulled over, because all you're going to do here is get more of them shot. Doesn't bother me, because I know how to behave when a copper pulls me over. But if you just want to ensure that a couple of 100 people get buried every year, you carry on with this victim mentality. Yeah, you've never done anything wrong. Be as cantankerous as possible every time the coppers pull you over. Brilliant idea. It's only a brilliant idea if you want calloused hands and big biceps because you're sick of burying your friends and relatives. So, hey, there's my 2 cents. Don't shoot the messenger. All right? Anyway, those were 2 interesting stories today. Let me know what you think. You think it's a good idea that we're releasing violent criminals and chavs in spray-on tracksuit bottoms with the worst collection of haircuts known to man? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you honestly think the cops were in the wrong there and Tyreek was the guy that we should be getting behind, I know it's unfashionable to side with the police in this day and age, but yeah, please let me know. Thanks for tuning in. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I sat down for an hour and made some fantastic end credits reels with cutting edge technology. So check these out. Enjoy yourselves. See you later. Cheers.